Hi, and welcome back to Rolling the Robsons. Today we're down at United British Caravans to look at some of their 2019 models that appeal to families, because obviously Rolling the Robsons, that's what we're here for. Today we're going to look at one of the Phoenix models, and then we're going to look around the next few series. We'll look at some of the other models that they have available to families and what we like and what we don't like about them. Today also, I've got Maisie, my oldest one, who's in the caravan, who's going to give a young person's perspective on what she likes about the van, anything she can improve. At United British Caravans, as part of their anniversary, they've done a special edition model of the Phoenix, which is retailed at the same price as the original Phoenix from Bailey. However, they've added some extra features, and we're going to look at those extra features. So we're going to start off looking at the Bailey 760 Phoenix today, which is a twin axle, and we're going to go through some of the features that United British Caravans have added to it and what it would appeal to for a large family, a little bit like ours, who have 3 children. So here we are going to review the Phoenix 760 from Bailey, and we're down here, as I mentioned before, at United British Caravans. You can probably see their logo on the side. So just looking around the front here, they've added a few extra features on to the caravan. They've added on ATC stabilisation, probably see just under the cable there. This one here at United British Caravans retails at £21,564, and here are some of the extra features which United British Caravans have added on as part of their 80th anniversary edition. So you get a few extra bits and pieces that you wouldn't get on a standard Phoenix. So look at the front there. Even though it is an entry model, you'll see it still has that enormous big Bailey standard window. So there's been no cuts made by Bailey when making the Phoenix in the front there. If we just go around to the near side, and what United British Caravans have also done, as you can probably see there, is they've added on a gas outlet and an electric outlet, and it also has a hatch so you can get access under the front seats, or maybe bunks, whatever you call them. And there we've got there United British Caravans extra 80th anniversary, and there is the Phoenix logo, and I think actually the purple works rather well, the decals. We've got a 2-piece door with a nice LED light on. Because it is an entry model, we don't get an additional window, but as you see when we get inside, I think it's pretty bright. The weights for the caravan are down here. So we've got the weights, and the weights are there, 1600 max, but like most you can upgrade it if you want to. So we've got a 1-piece door, and then we've got obviously the beautiful alloy wheels there. We have got the vents for the fridge on this side, which is not always people's preference, but you know, it doesn't really bother me. And you also have the inlet for the electric on this side, which means it will be coming through your awning. But again, I don't think it's the end of the world. If it was me, what I'd probably do is I'd probably put it underneath if I can, depending on where it's coming. And there's only a little bit going in there. So let's go quick round the caravan. There's the back. And again on the back, we've got the Phoenix logo as well as Bailey, and the 80th anniversary label from United British Caravans. So nice 2 good sized windows. The windows are the same size as you get in the Segovia, which is a much more expensive caravan. So as I said, even though it's an entry model, really there's a lot of things that you think is pretty much middle or top end. So we've got again an access point for under the bunks, so storage, which is always useful for putting your chairs in and other bits and pieces. We've got the toilet filler, and then around the side, obviously in the Baileys now, rather than the front locker, we have a gas point here, window that goes over the top of the kitchen. The kitchen's on this side, another front window, and the point for the pump for your Truma system there. So all in all, a very nice and attractive, I think, caravan. And as I said, it does look more like a middle to higher end van on the outside than maybe it's kind of entry level might think. So let's go and have a look inside. So we're now inside the caravan and we're joined by Maisie, who's my oldest daughter, who's going to be my helpful reviewer for today. So she's going to give, a bit like I said outside, a bit of a young person's perspective on what she likes about the van, anything that she might think would be better on the van. So it's nice and light in here because we've got the kind of really big front window, and I think it's a really well made caravan person inside, and we're going to go around in a second. Is there anything that you like inside so far, Maisie?
So far I like how it's got the radio up there.
Okay. So she's just pointing at a radio up there, so she's saying it's quite good that you can access that without having to open a hatch, because the two front corners, a bit like this one here, they're actually open as opposed to having a covered door on them. Anything else?
Not really.
Okay. And she also said before, I think she forgot, is that on the lights at the front here, this one here anyway, it's got a USB socket on. The one on either side doesn't. There's also on the back, there's another light that's got a USB socket on, which I suppose is like in the child section or maybe teenager section, which is good obviously for charging their devices like tablets and phones, or maybe their Game Boys or anything like that might require, or like a DS these days. So here we are in the front of the van. It's got two reasonably long seats. I would guess if you're a tall gentleman or tall lady, you might find it hard to fit in fully, but probably my size or child size could lie there if you want to use that for them. You've then got a locker on either side, as well as obviously in the van here we've got the smoke alarm, and we have the carbon monoxide detector. So a nice big window there, Bailey standard window, which I think are fantastic. Couple lights at the top, and then you've got two cubby holes at the front there, just above Maisie's head. The point of the cubby holes. Yep, got one on that side, and then we've got one on the far side. The one on the left hand side has the radio in, and then we have obviously overhead locker space. Instead of like some vans having two smaller doors, it has one big door, but actually I quite like that. It's not an issue at all for me. So inside there we've obviously got the aerial, it's fitted in that side, and as you can see there, the radio is in there, and then again there's the same kind of thing on the other side. We've got another big locker, overhead locker, and again nicely enough it's got a shelf in there that makes it easy to store things, as well as a couple of cubby holes. It does have some space below where Maisie is there. Now because it's an entry model, you don't have any drop down flaps, so you'll need to lift up the seats. I'll show that quickly to get access under there, but you still can get access and store bits and pieces, as well as that side, the one I've got open, has an outdoor locker. You've got the centre chest as usual, and if Maisie can just demonstrate, you can actually get your feet under there as well. So I think that's quite a good section. I think Peter mentioned you could kind of put your shoes under there while you're relaxing on an evening, as Maisie's got her feet under there. And again, some nice drawers there, and I imagine if Maisie's pulled that top one out, is that an occasional table you pull it? Yeah, and you've got your little occasional table, so you can have like snacks and bits on there. And unlike some of the older Bailey Caravan, it doesn't have a shelf, which actually I don't think is any sort of issue there. And then in the front here, which I think is really nifty, took us a while to find them, there is a socket and there is a TV point, so your TV is probably going to go on the top here. So this caravan, so here we have Maisie stood in the middle section there. Hello. And you can see that the kind of kitchen's sort of split in a sense. You've got Maisie's right hand side, where you've got the oven and other bits and pieces in there, and on Maisie's left hand side we have a space where I imagine where the TV would go, and again lots of storage in here. So on the kitchen side, there's got a couple of cupboards and drawers there. Do you want to open that top drawer? So click that, a nice wide drawer, again reasonably deep. Shut up please, Maisie. And then at the bottom we've got a couple of cupboards, which we'll have a look at. Maisie can open both of them. Excellent, thank you. A couple of cupboards, just so you can see there's some bits of storage. Shut them please. And then at the top here we've got a couple of overhead lockers that we'll look at in a second. Can you reach? Yeah, again, nice shelf in there, and we've got another one here. Again, that one doesn't have a shelf, but a nice big storage space, maybe putting cereals and things in. Thank you, my helper. And then we've also got, just above Maisie's head there, a couple like cubby sections to put bits and pieces in, because again it's an entry model, we don't have any doors on there, but I think that's absolutely fine. And then Maisie's also been telling me about the little extra cupboard. And actually usefully, didn't even quite see that from there, we've also got the table is in there, which is a good space because it's near the front. I like a lot of Baileys at the moment. We've got obviously plenty of space here for the sink, which currently has a pump in. And it also has the cover over the top of the oven, which Maisie's kind of leaning on now, which gives it a little bit extra kind of worktop space. And even though it is an entry-level van, the model here has some extra sockets in, I imagine. And we have the Truma heating, intelligent heating in there, which is going to be good for when you get a bit cooler, you can set the temperature on there. On the other side of Maisie, so on this side, we have, I think, a space probably put the TV. Again, there's a cupboard there, so if Maisie can open that, we a demonstrator for that. Yeah, oh, we've got a few different shelves in there, so I suppose you could use a variety of things. We put some clothes in there. And then at the top above Maisie's head, let's leave that. We've kind of got another little cupboard. So, Maisie's been a very good help, but it's a bit high for her. I've got a microwave oven there. It's fine. It's a bit high for Maisie. And we've also got, obviously, around this section, the panel to tell you the voltage on the batteries and some other bits and pieces. And then for the, you can see that again because the light where we are. So we've also got in here a place to plug in something maybe like a TV. Maisie's also going to demonstrate it has quite a tall, thin fridge. Again, plenty of storage for family and a reasonable size, and then a reasonable size little freezer in there for bits and pieces. Now, just shut that for me. So, yeah, that's the front of the van, and then we're going to go through to the middle section because the toilet or the bathroom goes across both sections. So Maisie's now in the toilet section. So on her right hand side we have the toilet, which is a flush, and the kind of system's kind of built into there. And we'll look around here, and we've got a cupboard. Again, you can put bits and pieces and plenty of storage there for a family. A mirror, as you can see. A sink. And then another little cupboard Maisie's going to open for us. Again, enough little bits of piece of storage there. The pipe's obviously in there, but I think that's absolutely fine to store stuff in there. A little towel reel. Again, place to put toilet roll. And then we've got a fully lined shower with a little light in, which I think adds to it. And then the wardrobe for this van, I'm just going to demonstrate now, is in here. We've got a hanger, and something I think is quite good is it doesn't just have that vast space, it has a couple of shelves in there that helps sort of organise it as well. And Maisie likes that, thinks that's a good thing, and a thumbs up there. And then we've obviously got, I suppose, what you class as a children's area or teenagers area. And then because you've kind of got two doors, a bit like a Jack and Jill bathroom, they can go in the toilet and you can go in the toilet. You have to close these when you use the toilet. So we've got two bunks. Bunks are reasonable width. They're not the widest. Oh, well, the bottom one, well, they do look pretty wide. I think that would probably last most people. We've got one window, a fixed, a completely fixed ladder in there, part of the carpets in there, and another nice big window. And I think that's really good because, again, sometimes when you go to bunks it can be a little bit not dingy, but it can be a little bit dark. And reading light and another reading light. And again, we've got a cupboard at the top there, which Maisie wants to open. Again, good space, shelf. And then we've got another cupboard, but we'll just leave that one shut. Again, really good space. And you've got a little section at the top to put bits and pieces for children. And then obviously the fifth bunk is pretty much where Maisie is. And then above her, there's some kind of bars you can see in the corner there. That makes a sixth bunk, which you can then push up. Thank you, Maisie. And it's got that light there, which is a USB charger, which is good for charging their devices on. And then we've got another cupboard here. Again, for storing the children's bits and pieces, maybe like games and things you might take away. So again, I think it's a really, really good space. And as I said, another locker here. Look at that again. I think the storage on this Caravan is absolutely colossal. Oh, and what is good, and well done for Maisie for noticing that, is that in the back we've got space for a TV point. So I suppose you could put your TV on here, or a DVD player or something like that for the children to watch. Again, there'll be more storage under here. Currently got the carpets in because it's brand new, and as I said before, it does have an external hatch, and there's obviously storage under the seats. So really good space. And what do you think of the Caravan?
I like it, it's really good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good space. And as I said, it's hard to tell that it's an entry level model because there are a lot of extra features in the van. So that's our review of the van. Just going to kind of pan back down a bit. It is actually reasonably light in the van, and no, look, it doesn't look sometimes, so I think that's the camera trying to catch up, but the front of the Caravan itself is exceptional. So thank you for watching our review of this Bailey Phoenix 760, and that concludes it for today. So please, if you haven't already, click subscribe down at the bottom, or give us a thumbs up, or if you've got any comments or any questions about what we noticed about the Caravan. I think for the money, if you've got the money to buy it, this is a really excellent choice Caravan, especially the extras that United British Caravans have added onto here. I think it's really, in my opinion, it is a lot of Caravan for your money. So thank you, and we'll obviously show you other videos doing some of the other Phoenixes, and then we'll look around some of the other Caravans here at United British Caravans. Goodbye.